Hello, welcome to Lemon Steers, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for The Odyssey. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shire, and leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Odyssey, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, here we are, finally, another Christopher Nolan joint after, what has it been, 3 years? I think it's 2023 when Oppenheimer came out. And just to set the scene on my expectations going into it, my favorite movie of all time is Jurassic Park, okay? And only two movies ever, post Jurassic Park, have been able to threaten that movie for my top spot. One being 2019's Ford versus Ferrari, and the other being 2023's Oppenheimer. And as someone who is a huge fan of Greek mythology, I haven't read The Odyssey. I wanted to, I just didn't. But I'm very familiar with the stories because, again, it's been around for 3,000 years, so it would have been just reading it as a whole as opposed to just in the portions that I currently know The Odyssey in. And with Christopher Nolan directing it, as a constant director of me, as someone who I am a huge fan of, it is just to say I think I thought going into this movie, it would threaten to like take over Jurassic Park as my favorite movie of all time. That's how high the expectations were for this movie. So therefore, in a lot of ways, if it didn't meet those expectations, I would have been disappointed. And I will say this when it comes to The Odyssey. It's really good. It is a true epic of a film. Does it reach those types of expectations where like, oh yeah, it's definitely threatening my favorite movies of all time? No, I do think it's in there. It competes, but it's definitely not going to be within my top three, nor does it need to be. I've now seen it twice because I knew round one going in, it was going to be a little bit difficult for me. And I will say this, when you go in on a second time around, the movie is much more easier to digest all the way through, and you're able to appreciate a lot more things as it's going. Because in the beginning, there is just a lot of things being thrown at you. I wouldn't say an exposition dumps or anything like that, but they're setting the table. You're getting to know the characters, and you're getting to know where they're coming from, and you're trying to see where all the places land before the story really starts to kick off and get going. And with The Odyssey being such an epic of a book, it's a very thick boy. I think it's about 451 pages. It's definitely within the 400s. Again, it's thick. So with that, there is a lot of ground to cover within the beginning, so you could feel a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning as it's going. Once the movie gets going, though, and we are transitioning into the second act, and we are now starting to see Odysseus go on this Odyssey, the movie really does sing, and it sings very, very well. I think the pacing is very, very good all the way through. If I had to find some criticism within it, because again, there is so much movie within this movie, like I can't imagine anyone not enjoying it that much, because there is literally something for everyone here. If you are a fan of action, this movie's got it. If you are a fan of suspense or horror for that matter, this movie definitely has it. If you look for the romance and the love within movies, this one has it. If you're looking for coming of age stories, this movie has it. If you are just wanting to get immersed in amazing music as amazing cinematography is on screen, this movie has it. If you just want to see thespian actors going toe to toe with each other on screen, and it's like borderline watching theater, but on a screen, this movie definitely has it. I mean, everything that you could want from a movie, this film has it. But with that, with the runtime, it does feel a little bit long. If I do have to find a criticism, it would be that. Like after a certain point, even though this is probably the best third act of the whole entire year, in the middle portion, I can't really pinpoint when I feel like, man, I've been here for a hot minute. But in that middle portion, as we are probably starting to transition to Act 3, I was like, kind of like, dang, I've been sitting here for quite some time. So therefore, there is a little bit of issues when it comes to the runtime for me within that. But that third act is so satisfying that I immediately like discredit. Like I don't care that, like, okay, I've been sitting here for a minute. Oh my God, this is awesome. Great film. And the other thing I would have liked to see more from is Telemachus, Tom Holland's character as Odysseus' son. I've been seeing a lot of conversation that Tom Holland wasn't good in the movie. I just can't disagree more with that. I do find it questionable in some areas because I do feel like he played pretty young. And I actually saw a video of an interview where he goes, yeah, I played him 16. And to me, that just didn't, and I see that now after watching it on a second round. But I just don't think he needed it to play 16. I think he did a great job. I think this was honestly probably Tom Holland's best performance I've ever seen him in, to be quite frank with you. I just don't agree with how young he decided to play the character. Now, with that said, even though I do like the performance that I think he performs very well, even though I don't like the decisions that he make, I would like to see a little bit more development from his character because, again, he has such a crucial part when we do get to the end. Like, he is, a really big chess piece within there. And I do feel like we just kind of hit the cliff notes when it came to his character on that. It still had enough where I still felt something. Again, that whole entire third act, my blood was pumping. I was like really looking forward to what he was going to do within it. And I felt very satisfied when we did get to the end. But I think I would have been even more satisfied and like standing up from my seat clapping if we would have just like marinated on his story a little bit more from it. But at the end of the day, whose story is this? This Odysseus is played by Matt Damon. He does an absolutely phenomenal job. I think he is probably a lock to be nominated for Best Leading Actor in this, as for a bunch of people in this film. I think this one is going to be really ran down the award circuit. Matt Damon does an absolutely phenomenal job when we are actually going on those journeys, and it's those chapters within his journey on his way home. Those to me are like the strongest points within the movie. But yeah, I think he'll be nominated. Anne Hathaway for Best Supporting Actress, I think, is a lock and probably the favorite to win right now. She does a phenomenal job in this film too, which the supporting actress race is really starting to heat up because I heard that Obsession is going to market Indy Never Ready as a supporting actress. Between her and Anne Hathaway, we are eating really good when it comes to supporting actresses. Another one, that's an under the radar, or like my dark horse, if you will, to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I would say John Leguizamo is another one that I think could be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He does a great job within the limited screen time he does. He makes a really good, strong impression. Granted, he does some things early on that people are probably going to be pissed off about. It has nothing to do with his character work. It's just, listen, in this story, there is a lot of animal cruelty in there. And within that, just be fair warned that you're going to see some of that very early on within the film. My theaters, both times, they seem to not take it in well, but they kind of understood where it was going. So I don't think it's necessarily in bad taste. It's just a sign of the times that we were in back then. But yeah, again, like, I don't know what more I could say that probably hasn't already been said. This movie's awesome. It's probably not my favorite of the year. It's not. It's not. After seeing it twice, I'm still confident that The Invite is probably still number one, because Invite to me, I just enjoyed Invite a little bit more than The Odyssey. That's basically it. But again, this is a very, very solid number 2 movie of the year for me. I would be very surprised. Again, I only see 3 movies that could threaten it, and that's Spider-Man 2 Weeks, because Spider-Man's my boy. And then, of course, Avengers, and then Dune. And like that is really, those are the only 3 movies I can see threaten the 1 and the 2 spot in any way, shape, or form, because again, those 1 and 2s were so good. But yeah, if I had to rank this on the lemon scale, Sour Lemon at the bottom, bad movie. Expired Store-Bought Lemonade, bad, but hey, there's some good. Store-Bought Lemonade, good, but hey, there's some bad. Lemonade, it's a movie. Freshly Squeezed Lemonade, very, very good. Minor nitpicks here and there. The Strawberry Lemonade at the very top, because that's the best kind of lemonade. I'm going to say The Odyssey is a freshly squeezed lemonade. Again, just because I did feel the runtime. If I do feel the runtime, then yeah, we did need to trim some things here and there, or we need to expand on some things just to have it fleshed out a little bit more, to have a much more swell pace all the way through. And again, I really do think we probably need a little bit more development on Telemaculus' character, played by Tom Holland. Just to really drive the point home, especially with how crucial it is once we do get to the finale of the story. But yeah, overall, I love the movie. Again, I've seen it twice. I got one more round. I did get my tickets to IMAX 70mm. I will be seeing it on July 31st. It's going to be a great weekend that weekend, because I got Spider-Man and Dolby on the 30th. IMAX 70mm for The Odyssey on the 31st, and then the 1st and 2nd of August is SummerSlam. So it's going to be a very fun weekend for me in 2 weeks. But yeah, those are my thoughts on The Odyssey. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on it. Leave a like if you made this far of the review. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button, as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you. Also, squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.